Sometimes you can work on stuff in the relationship, sometimes you can't. I try to be the best version of myself so that when I want to be with somebody, it's easier for me to expect that. There's a lot of people who put themselves out there to date that aren't ready. Like, they're just not. They got a lot of stuff that they need to deal with, but they portray themselves like they are. Listen, working is okay.
I'm just glad I'm aware about it now. Because at first I had no idea what to change. I was honestly thinking I shouldn't be in a relationship right now because I have so much going on.
Sure. Which you can take that one of two ways to give you some more time. Sometimes you can work on stuff in the relationship, sometimes you can't. I don't know, because I don't know enough about you and your situation, but I think it can go one of those two ways. It just depends on how willing your partner is to work with you, how willing you are to work with them. Can you guys create a good environment where you know and recognize there's things you're trying to do to improve yourself, to ultimately improve the relationship?
Right.
If both parties can agree to that and put in the effort, I think that it can work. I don't think we have to leave, but I also recognize sometimes we do. Because sometimes I'm so deep in my own stuff, I can't give you what you really deserve.
And I told him that already. Because I do feel like that.
But you said now you have awareness. So now you can look at it and say, okay, let me see how I choose to handle these things. You know, if I approach them in a more direct way, you never know. See, I'm a realist, but I'm always an optimist. I know it can work. I want people to work through things and stop quitting. That's my personal take. Again, you don't have to agree. But I do think a lot of times we prematurely leave relationships that could work out because we perceive it as it's not worth the effort. But then when we peel the layers back, we start to understand there's some stuff I'm not doing, which is why we're not progressing. So I can't put it all on you like you're the problem. I'm also contributing to the problem.
And he tries to tell me that. He just doesn't word it like you.
That's okay. I wouldn't expect him to. Also, how old is Reese?
He's 25.
Okay, so I got 11 years on him. Yeah, I don't expect him to talk like me. It takes a while. And he doesn't do what I do. So I have to really think about how I share things because I don't want people to be offended.
Right.
I don't want people to feel disrespected. I want us to learn so we can do better. All of us. Me too. I'm not perfect. I try to be the best version of myself so that when I want to be with somebody, it's easier for me to expect that because I put it out there. Just like I said earlier about respect and communication, those things are vital to me. I will not tolerate that from anybody not having it. But I can say that because I put it out there. I'm always going to respect you and communicate with you and respect you and communicate with you because you deserve that from me. I deserve that from you. So I demand it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you guys got to be me, but that's my approach because I feel like I'm big on being fair. I feel like that is fair to expect what I'm going to give. Any thoughts on that? Did you think of something that you wanted to say?
I kind of have a lot to say.
Sure. Go wherever you want to go with it.
For me, I feel like we've been talking a lot about relationships, but for me, I'm single as well. So right now in my life, I feel like being 23, I'm working on myself more. But when you just said about some people feel like they need to step out because they need to work more on themselves, like it's not quitting, but I feel I wasn't really a relationship, but it was kind of like building a friendship type thing, and it got a little bit more serious. But then stronger feelings started getting involved, and then we both kind of just backed away. Like it was kind of a little too
like maybe
strong.
Too heavy, too strong, too fast.
Yeah. So it also like it hurt, but at the same time, I respect it because he did communicate with me that there were things that he has suppressed and pushed to the back of his mind that he still needs to work on.
There you go. That's good communication.
And that's why we both respect our boundaries. And he also did tell me that in the beginning, I did set my expectations and my standards on the table and my boundaries and let him know what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And he ended up telling me later on down the road that he just feels like he can't give me those things right now, which I respect a lot.
Absolutely.
Because you don't get that a lot these days.
It's hard not to respect that when people are real with you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still be kind.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's still going to hurt. I'm not under any delusion that these things don't hurt. They absolutely hurt.
For sure.
But we can be kind. You don't need to be cruel.
Right.
You can still say what you need to say softer. And it's still going to be difficult because you don't maybe want those things to end in the cases that they do. But like you said, I think it's easier to feel better about that situation and say, you know what? The fact that you were able to communicate that to me, I can have and hold a lot of respect for you because of the way you conducted yourself.
Right.
Which obviously means you respect me. It's hard to get angry at that.
It's more upset.
Right. I can still be hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm not maybe hurt about your approach. I'm like, damn, you were real. Like, what can I say?
Which I respected a lot. Usually you have a guy these days go out of their way to do some dumb shit to make you mad, to make you walk away because they're too much of a coward.
Could be.
To not tell you or
Absolutely.
communicate with you.
Absolutely.
Because I've had that
That's
before.
true too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the complexity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people need to do their own work. There's a lot of people, I ain't even touch on this yet, but I would just say this. And then if you guys want to take it, you can. If not, we'll move on. There's a lot of people I've seen, both through my experiences personally and professionally with the men that I've talked to and some women that I've talked to. There's a lot of people who put themselves out there to date that aren't ready. Like they're just not.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of stuff that they need to deal with, but they portray themselves like they are. And then when you try to get with them or get to know them and things like that, courtship, like we were talking about earlier with opening the doors and picking me up, you're not doing all those things because you got some other stuff you need to deal with. And it increases the frustration on both sides because the other person's like, man, I really like you. Like, you're a really cool person. I would like to get to know you more, but you put yourself out there too soon. Timing matters. You weren't ready. And so we don't get that opportunity. And maybe we'll never get that opportunity again, you know, because we'll move on. So the reason why I bring that up is because to me, I would rather us take our time and do our work. If we're single, do our work, which you can do before you decide to start dating, before you put yourself out there. What would you all say? Or do you want to take that?
I think that's what you're doing right now.
That is what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get in a relationship and have a relationship like my past where I can't speak to them. We're not getting anywhere.
Right. I hope we've established that today.
Constantly getting angry.
I'm proud of you because she does get lonely.
We all do.
Of course we do. But it makes sense though. Like there's like I would say like internal versus external loneliness. Like I'm internally lonely even if I have friends there or I have a partner there, but I don't let them in. That's when people say this expression like there's a room full of people around me, but I still feel alone. Because I don't let anybody in the realest of ways. Not just you're sitting on my couch.
Right.
How much of you do you really allow me to get to know about you? Right? But and then the other side is people just generally not having folks around that they care about, like which you guys don't have because you have that ability to have each other. But I hope we have maybe used this as a good example. She can't be your everything. She can't be your everything because you're not going to date unless you guys are going to date each other.
No.
Okay. So that means that some element of that has to go to the side. So this whole, I have an issue with you, my partner, but I'm running to Ari, I'm running to Maya, that probably isn't sustainable if I want this relationship over here to work.
Which hurts. Just a little bit.
But you also understand, right? You're like, yeah, but this isn't my girlfriend.
Yeah.
This is my best friend.
Right.
It's different. It's different roles, different responsibilities, different things I might need from you or I might be able to give to you.
Yeah.
Versus that romantic type of relationship where we all know, there's different expectations. We can be real about that.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No.
So I think if we speak about it in that way, and you notice from the past, I was told this from a partner, then maybe we need to listen to your point and do something about it.